It's your girl Unique here with Unwrapped. And today we're going to get into a story that definitely hit close to home. Um, so I like to talk about stuff that is familiar to me or that, just that strikes a nerve with me. So there's this guy that I follow. His channel is called Evil Intentions. It's really good. He's really good. And he does like stories about a true crime that's happened all over New York City. So he did a few stories in the Bronx. That's really good. And when I tell you, a few of them hit close to home. So this one is about Lena's restaurant, and this is on 198th Street. I go there, well, used to go there all the time. They have the best tacos. And this happened in 1993, like the story. And when I tell you I saw this, like blew me away. So let's listen, and then I'll come back and give some more commentary.
Those inside were in the middle of cleaning up the space and the grills as they listened to music that played loudly from a small back room, just finishing up a long day's work. It was a part of a nightly routine they were all used to, but in a matter of seconds, that would all change. The gate to Lena's was pulled halfway down because it was around 1 a.m. and they wouldn't be taking any more customers. A 14-year-old boy from the neighborhood waited for his food as some cleaned. Two others also sat at the counter. The three sat there in no rush to go anywhere. The teen worked outside in front of Lena's restaurant often, sweeping and running errands for people in the area, so he knew them. He also lived right around the corner on Valentine Ave. The food he was waiting for was his payment for his work, since they couldn't always afford to pay him in cash. The restaurant didn't make a lot of money. Before he could get the order of yellow rice that he was waiting on, two masked men would raise the gate to the restaurant, open the door, and fire several shots at the wall from the entrance.
And guys, you hear what he said? They walked in and started shooting in the air. Uh, that place is so small, it would have been nowhere for them to try to run. If they were standing in the entrance, if you can't get past the person in the entrance, you're not going anywhere. The place, the place is small. Excuse me. So that had to be terrifying. Terrifying.
They then barged into the small space and pulled the gate behind them, announcing in Spanish that this was a stick up. It would be only seconds before one of them, without warning, fired a shot from a 38 caliber pistol directly into the head of one of the young men sitting at the counter. His life was taken in cold blood, instantly. He had been sitting right next to the teen, and the other man sitting at the counter was forced to lie down on the ground.
You see how small it is in there? Literally, if when I used to go there, if I was gonna order, if there's two or three people in there, I would just stand at the door with the door open and just say my order. That's what most people do because you don't even want to walk all the way in, because it's small. It is a small space.
The masked men demanded cash and ordered the rest inside to lie on the floor with their heads down as they began rummaging through the cash register. There was barely anything in it since it was emptied out more than 2 hours earlier. Some reports stated that it was three men, but it was later confirmed to be just a pair, and they were prepared to take even more lives. It was believed that they had grown furious at the small amount of cash they got their hands on, and so, even though they took all the money they could, it wasn't enough. The next few seconds would be nothing but carnage as both men began firing their weapons, striking two more men in their heads.
And I'm thinking about, listen what he just said. He got upset because it wasn't enough money. Like, how, that's crazy, right? And that fast, just going to get something to eat, right? You lose your life. Just get this story, when I tell you, gave me such chills because I'm like, I used to go in there all the time to get tacos, and I would still go there. I would still go there. They're a great little restaurant. The food is good, and let me tell you, the woman, the Spanish woman who works there, she's so sweet. She's always smiling, always smiling. Like they are good people. So yeah, support them, you guys. Support them. They tacos is awesome. I'm telling you. But they have other stuff too. I've had the chicken, rice and beans. Their stuff is really good. Their food is good. I used to go there all the time, like I said. But I used to get the tacos all the time, and she's just the sweetest lady in the world. Hi, smile at you all the time. I'm so sorry this happened to them, but I am glad that they, recovered and was able to open back up because they are still open. I know I drove past there probably I want to say 6, 7 months ago, and they were open. So I'm glad they're still open. But this really gave me the chills that like somebody could even do that, and then I wouldn't even. That's not a place you would. I would if I mean I'm not a criminal, so we can't think like them. We can't think like criminal minded. But my thinking, if you're gonna rob a place like at point, you would do a place, a bigger place that you knew had money. That place is a small mom and pop business, you know. They're not expensive. They're not expensive. That's just a good neighborhood place where you can go get a good home. It's because it tastes like, even though it's a restaurant, it tastes like home cooked food. Mommy and the guy, that cooks, it tastes like home cooked food, and their prices are good. Like they don't try to rob the neighborhood. So a place like that is not gonna have a lot of money. And I just like it just broke my heart to hear the story because I just felt like you go in there and it's like how could you look at those people and want to do that? That's my point. Just take the money and go. But how could you look at them? They hard working. They could have been your grandparents, your mother, your father, the guys at the counter. That's what I don't get. Like people don't see themselves in somebody else. They just don't. I always tend to do that. Like see myself. Like this could have been me. This could have been, you know, because it always can be you.
with them dying instantly. The 14-year-old, who had no space to get on the ground, covered his head and was face down on the counter, but decided last minute to make an attempt for the door, fearing that he wouldn't make it out alive. But before he could stand to run, one of the men held the barrel of his weapon up to his left temple and fired. It all happened in seconds. A life altering event, all in the blink of an eye. Right before the rest were shot, another worker who was behind the counter had ran out from the kitchen in the back when he heard the commotion at first. One of those two men forced his head down and told him to give him the money in the cash register, and he did. But regardless, they began shooting. He managed to escape the chaos by crawling out of a back room exit into an alley and jumping over fences to get as far away as possible.
Thank God he got away. That is gotta be the scariest traumatic thing to go through. Shout condolences even today. Yes, to the victims' families, their friends, to the survivor. That's traumatic. I couldn't even imagine a young boy like that for nothing. I think they got like $130. Nothing. He gave them the money. They wasn't fighting for the money. That's what I'm saying. Why do this? Why? I don't understand this. Like, just take. You shouldn't be robbing people anyway, but just take the money. This story hit me hard, y'all. Hit me hard. But like I said, they're good business. They're good people. They're still open. Support them. And let's take care of each other, y'all. Let's take care of each other. We don't know what people is going through, what they survived. You know, we don't know. We don't know what people is going through. We might walk past that guy who survived and never give him grace, you know, for what he's been through. And that's why I always say I try to, even with my neighbors, right? Because you never know what people are dealing with. So that's what I just want to leave people with. Like, just think about that. If it's no matter where you live at, it could be a small town, it could be a big city, you know, small town, big city, doesn't matter. Things happen everywhere, everywhere. People always like, oh, things like this don't happen in this neighborhood. And I always say people move around everywhere. So anything can happen anywhere, anytime. And we just have to be more mindful of what people are going through. We never think that far, right? Our brains can't even imagine to think something like that. But there's a lot of survivors out here of traumatic events. And I'm sure that trauma comes out at times in different ways. And people don't understand it. I happen to know a lot of people that have been through different things that were very traumatic. That's what makes me think like that. That's why I think like that. I've been like watching all these stories that happen in New York City, like, and it's always some connection. I know the person, or I know a victim, or I know they relative, or I we went to the same school, we worked at the same job. It's always some kind of connection somewhere. That 6 degrees of separation is for real. Give people grace. We never know what somebody's going through. And you know what, like, guys, please leave in the comments if, like, you was attached to a certain story that was big. Like, maybe you went to a certain place and something happened, or you knew certain people, whatever, and how that affected you. Like, put that, like, does it scare you? Because, like I said, it made me nervous. I will still go there, and I've gone there plenty of times after I heard of this story. But every time I go in there now, I think about it. You know, I can't help but think about it. So I just want to know, is that it's have you guys been through anything like that and how it affected you? So leave it in the comments. This is unique. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe so we can talk in the comments, and because I'm gonna do more stories about things that I, had some kind of connection to, some kind of way. If you look at my previous video, the Wendy's massacre, I talked about that. So please take a look at that. And yeah, guys, please take care of yourself and take care of each other. This is unique, and this is our wrap.